Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Transformers Bumblebee Retro Pop Highway Volume 2. This is another one of these box sets made to look like an old-time cassette tape, which is really fun in my opinion. The first one was Retro Rock Garage, that's what it was. And that was Volume 1. That one was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This one was an Entertainment Earth exclusive. So it was originally slated to come out in October, but I don't think mine came out until the very beginning of November. And then with shipping and everything, I got it like right before Thanksgiving. So I apologize for the delay. But here you can see on the side, Transformers Bumblebee Volume 2 Retro Pop Highway. Really nice picture of Bumblebee here on the front. And it says Studio Series number 20. I love the fake songs on the back. Side A, Won't You Rock Out With Me, Spark of Rock and Roll, Optics Without a Faceplate, and Mr. Cassetobato, Blaster Road Trip Remix. Side B, Rock Me Alpha Trion, Owner of a Lonely Spark, Hungry Like a Predacon, and Walk Like a Cybertronian. I think Side B wins as far as song title puns go. Rock Me Alpha Trion makes me giggle. It's just hilarious. Product does not include music, so just in case you didn't get it, this is just for fun. This is not really a musical device. It's just made to look like a cassette. But if you slide the cover off, you can see the packaging inside does look like a cassette tape, which is really fun. Even has the fake tape there on the bottom. If you kids don't remember what an audio cassette tape is, ask your parents. But this is how we used to... It's not quite as old as A-Track, but it's not CDs or digital music, which is pretty much the norm now. But it's still very cool. I feel like with Guardians of the Galaxy, audio cassettes are making a comeback. I actually saw audio cassettes for sale at Target the other day. It was a Guns N' Roses one, just at a place in the toy aisle, and I thought, did someone leave this here? But no, they're actually selling audio cassettes again, so... Everything that's old is new again. That's just the trend. But the first volume had the Camaro Bumblebee in gold. This one has the VW Bug Bumblebee in gold. So very cool. Also, if you pull this open, you'll see that the two cassettes are included now with new color schemes, but the same chrome weapons. I believe it is the same two, the Brontosaurus and the Velociraptor cassette. Previously only released in Japan until Volume 1. Now we're seeing them repainted for Volume 2. But I love this packaging. I mean, I'm a huge fan of this. This is so fun, so goofy. So let's go ahead, let's get these guys out of here so we can take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the package. Of course, you have Bumblebee in his classic VW Bug mold in this gold color scheme. You have his three accessories. He has a kind of Gatling gun blaster arm. He has a blade accessory that can clip onto his forearm. And then he's got a second battle mask. Now the cool thing about all these accessories, you can store them underneath in vehicle mode. The Gatling gun accessory will peg here, just like that. The sword accessory will actually just peg onto the forearm like it would in robot mode and just kind of store itself there. You can see that the panels are already kind of coming unpopped, which is a bit of a bummer. We'll get more on that later. And then the battle mask can actually, there's a tiny little slot right there, and there is a square peg. So it's a little difficult to get it to go. But if you can kind of line this up and get this to slot through here, there you go. It'll stay very nice and secure. Like once it's in there, it's in there. So that's cool. All three of those accessories can store in the vehicle mold, and it's still in the vehicle mode, and it still rolls very nicely. Like I said, unfortunately, this guy's kind of a panel former in some parts, and I don't know what it is, but like as soon as you touch it, when you take it out of the packaging, it's very perfect, and as soon as you touch anything, like all the panels pop out and kind of the magic is broken, and the panels never quite line up again. You can see them, and these are probably, honestly, it's probably because I pushed the arms down too much by accident. Let's see if I can... Well, we'll just hold on to it for now. we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, unfortunately, the panels do pop. And this is the same as, I believe, number 18 from the Studio series, which was just the regular yellow color scheme VW Bug. This is just that same mold, but done in this gold paint. So, then you have your two cassettes. And I have to apologize because their names are weird. Let me get it from the instructions here. Okay, so the Velociraptor is Uriad, U-R-I-A-D, and the Brontosaurus, or Apollos, I don't know. I've always called it a Brontosaurus, but then I found out Brontosaurus isn't really a dinosaur. It's like an Apathosaurus or something. I'm probably saying it wrong, so I apologize, but I'm going to call it a Brontosaurus. Zadu is this guy's name. So, two dinosaur cassettes. Now, these two did come with the Volume 1, but in the Volume 1, this was kind of a green opaque color, and he was an Autobot, and this was kind of a translucent orange, and he was a Decepticon. So now they're reversed. This is a translucent purple, and he's a Decepticon, and this is kind of an opaque navy blue, and this is an Autobot. So both the Autobots are opaque, both the Decepticons are translucent, but they've switched. So that's kind of neat. You get one Autobot and one Decepticon with both packs. So if you have two, you can mix and match, do two Decepticons, two Autobots. We'll take a look at that later on. But I like these color schemes. I do. I think the navy blue and the purple is kind of cool. We'll get into their transformations in a moment. But yeah, that's everything that's included. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at Bumblebee's transformation first. Alright, so the first thing I've done is I've gone ahead and removed all three of the accessories that were stored underneath, just to get them out of the way. This is, like I said, it's a little bit of a shell former, but you'll see what I mean as we go. The first thing you can kind of do is start to pull this part back, the back bumper, and that'll kind of rotate all the way down. You can start to lift up this whole top section, and you'll see how that's kind of the shell formery part that I'm talking about. That just kind of lifts up and sits there. You can start to open the doors, although you're not going to open them all the way just quite yet. Come underneath here, and you can see the arms, and they're a little difficult. I like to open the doors that little bit just to help you get the arms out. And let me zoom out a little bit here. So that can kind of help you just to get a finger in there and pull the arms straight down. At this point, you can flip back these front wheels, and then you can pop the arms all the way out and flip out the fists. Well, the hands, they're not really fists. At this point, you can kind of rock that up there a little bit just to get it out of the way. You're going to pull this section down. See how that will kind of start to accordion out, and you're going to start to form the legs. So the legs will come out here, and you can actually turn the waist around 180 degrees. And what you're going to do for the legs, you can see the foot is like this. You're going to kind of slide that forward. You're going to come to the back here, and when you lift up this section, you'll notice, and it's kind of hard to show, but this black piece that this is on, there we go, will actually push all the way over, and that'll kind of straighten it more. It was in the middle, and then you're going to kind of push it all the way over so you can bring it down, and then this black piece here is going to kind of become his calf muscle, if that makes sense. And you can see that there's a tab right there, and that's going to peg into this little spot right here. So you kind of want to pull this part out of the way and then bring this down and peg that in. And then really it's up to you where you want to put this. I kind of like to just leave it down like that. So make sure that this is all the way over. Bring this in, peg it into the calf muscle. And sometimes it's easier to move this piece out of the way when you're doing that, which is this back bumper piece just really gets in the way. And it's nice and secure once it's done. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to get it there. Alright, am I not moved over all the way? I'm not. That's why it's not working. I thought I did it, but it wasn't doing it. Move the foot forward. There we go. Alright. So, and you can see my hips. The hips on mine are a little loose. but it's nothing too bad. So now that you have the legs pretty much figured out, you can come back to the top section, and these will flip. Oops, or you can break that piece right off. Okay, so it took me a second to realize what happened. The face just came off. That's supposed to happen, so nothing's broken. We're all good. So returning to the transformation, this section rotates down, and the black piece here, you will see, has some tabs, very tiny tabs. They're going to peg into the side here. And then you'll bring this one down to do the same thing. And you can kind of tilt these up. The kind of pec muscles tilt up. And then you just kind of straighten out the arms. And you're pretty much done at this point. You just have to come to the back and tidy up a little bit. So basically, you're going to fold this in. And then you're going to fold this in again. And it's really strange, but you can see there's a little kind of nub right there. Where this gray piece that sticks out, this kind of folds all the way up, and then kind of, and I just busted the head off. Man, I'm really bad at this today. He's got no head. So anyway, you'll put that up there, and then that'll kind of click that in place. And then you fold down these windows, and then fold these pieces in to kind of tidy up the doors a little bit here. Also, it kind of gives them like a Bumblebee wing look with the kind of top and the bottom, which is kind of a neat feature. Alright, so I swear this thing is not as finicky as I'm making it seem. I'm really just having difficulty with this transformation today. So here is the figure you're left with. Let's take this opportunity to talk about the head. So here's the head. It's on a ball joint. And as you can see, it has the eyes. Now this is the normal face that comes equipped. So let's take a look at the face sculpt, which I think looks really good. The silver paint looks good. The blue eyes are cool. You have the gold. You have the Autobot symbol. Now you can take this face off. And you can use that second battle mask I showed you earlier. And peg that in. And then that's kind of his more like down to business, getting ready to fight battle mask. So I'm going to leave this on for a little bit. And then we'll just go ahead and pop this back on the ball joint. There we go. So honestly, if you want to take the head off to change the battle mask, it's a little bit easier to do it that way. But overall, what you're left with is a pretty cool figure. He also has those other two accessories, so what you can do is completely take off this arm, not the hand, the arm. And while some of these pieces do come off, they're all meant to just pop right back on. So now he has the Gatling gun arm. And then you can take the sword piece, and that clips into the forearm. And you can have the kind of melee sword weapon. If you want to put the arm in when he has that, you can. You can leave it out. It doesn't matter. Your preference. So I really like the look of the battle mask. I think that looks really cool, and I'm glad that that's interchangeable. And I like the two accessories that he comes with. Articulation-wise, we already know the head is on a ball joint. Man, I don't know why. I feel like, and I don't know if this really is the truth or not, but I feel like the gold version is not holding together as well as the normal yellow version that you can find at retail. And I hope that's not like a gold plastic syndrome situation, because it's still new, so it shouldn't be. But you have a ball joint here in the shoulder, which can move all around. You have 90 degrees in the elbow. I think, yes, there is a wrist, there we go, not wrist, bicep swivel right above the elbow. Nothing in the wrist because of how it transforms. Waist can move around. You have that swivel 360 because of the transformation there. Ball joint in the hip. 90 degrees, pretty much 90 degrees in the knee. And you do have an ankle tilt, which is nice. And I appreciate that because it really does help him stand. So I like that quite a bit. He still has the same kind of back kibble problem that the original yellow version did. They didn't change the mold at all. And I don't mind the wings at all. I just, this whole thing here, I don't love how you fold the, like I still wish that could lay flat instead of being at this weird angle. But it still doesn't get in the way, so it's not that big a deal. But I really do like the look of it, especially the gold battle mask. I feel really suits him better. It gives it more of like a gold bug vibe, which I'm kind of really digging. The gold and the blue of the battle mask just look really solid together, and I really like that quite a bit. So I think that when I display this guy, I'm going to leave the battle mask on him because I'm really liking that quite a bit. The accessories, you're supposed to be able to peg this in the back somehow. I've still never really figured it out. The directions kind of show you like pegging it in like this somehow, but it doesn't make sense. Just find somewhere safe to put it. Same with the other face. But overall, I like the look of them. It's just the transformation is a little difficult. And I don't want to say it's difficult like I can't understand it. I just mean there are times when he's just a floppy mess and you just kind of have to power through it and make everything click into place because the robot mode you're left with looks good. Nice articulation, you can get some good poses. Really like the look of it in gold. It's just sometimes during the transformation it feels very cheap, but it's not. It's just that pieces are going to pop off and you can pop them right back on and everything's fine. But, you know, just don't get discouraged because it can sometimes feel like a floppy mess, but it's really not. You can see it's holding together very well in robot mode now that it's done. Alright, so first up for the cassettes, we have the Decepticon Udiad. Or Udiad, I'm not quite sure. So he is kind of a translucent purple. He does come with a rub sign, which is really cool. Definitely nostalgic. You can see, at least I hope you can see, the Decepticon symbol there. Pretty cool. If you watched my review of Volume 1, transformation is exactly the same. Now, unfortunately, the joints on this guy, at least on mine, do feel a little loose. And I'm hoping that's just mine. But the arms swing down, the legs swing down. Here are the arms. The tail swings around, and then there's another piece in the back you can pop out. You can tell it's a very G1 transformation, very simplistic. But that's pretty much it. Now, he does have opening legs. Now, that's really for the robot transformation. But I find if you do that, it just kind of helps him stand a little bit better. So I like to spread the legs out a little bit and then just rock them back. Now, he does come with 2 of the silver accessories that all the cassettes used to come with. So you can peg them in just like that. And then I'll spread his legs out again to help him stand. So there you go. Here's your translucent purple Velociraptor cassette. The translucent purple, it's still a very dark color, even though it's translucent. So I didn't even notice it was translucent at first, I'll be honest. Once I started transforming it, then I realized it was. But still a pretty cool little dino mode. Alright, up next we have the Autobot Zod. This guy is a navy blue color scheme. You just pop up this piece right here and boom, there's your brontosaurus neck. Pop this down and boom, there's your tail. And then you just fold out your tiny little legs. And that's it. Very simple. He comes with 2 pieces as well, which you plug in on either side. And there you have it. Very cool, little brontosaurus. Again, I know brontosaurus isn't the correct dino name, but I don't know what it is. I'm not a scientist. I'm just an 80s dinosaur kid, so he'll always be a brontosaurus to me. But very cool, and of course the rub sign. You'll see that this guy is an Autobot. His works a little better. So pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check out the combination of these two. So the 2 dinos can form a robot mode in true 80s cluster fashion. You're going to take this guy and fold the legs back down. You're going to fold these 2 pieces straight down, and then you're going to open this up. For the feet, you take the legs, well, the heads and tails, and fold them to the back, like that. And then there are these little pieces that are supposed to flip down, but this has the same problem my last one did. where the toe in the left leg will fold all the way down but not quite touch the ground. And this one is supposed to keep going, but there's a tab on the back right there. I'll get a little bit closer right there, and that is preventing it from going all the way down because of the massive black joint right there. So it hits that black piece of plastic, and it cannot go any farther down. And I've tried moving it around, swiveling it. There's nothing you can do. So I just end up leaving those in because this one doesn't touch the ground and this one can't extend all the way to the ground. So I don't know if that's an assembly error, if it's just a design error from back in the 80s. It just doesn't quite work. Luckily, you have these kind of big heels in the back, so that helps. And you can just kind of distribute the weight a little bit. So he'll stand. But yeah, he just doesn't get front feet. He just gets real big back heels. But anyway, there is the pants, quote unquote. You take this guy, fold the arms back in, fold the tail back in. You're going to split this open like this, fold the feet back in, and just kind of leave these down. These will become arms. This section will fold down to reveal a head. And then this just kind of, you lift this section back, and there's a little hole in the bottom of the raptor head, and that's going to peg into a peg back here. So that kind of pegs in, and then this just kind of drops down, kind of, and there you go. There is your robot. Like I said, in true 80s cluster fashion, I guess it's kind of a robot. Yay! So it's not the best. It's really not the best. But it's kind of a robot. So I tried to shore it up a little bit. The other thing you can do is rotate those heels from the back to just become giant long feet. That sometimes helps, and I've put the accessories on as well like you're supposed to. It's still not a great robot mode. The face sculpt is decent. Kind of GoBotish, just kind of drone-ish in my opinion. Not very descript. But the other thing you can do is if you do have the set from last time, you can mix and match the Autobots and the Decepticons so that it would make sense that the two Decepticons would be together. And then it would make sense that the two Autobots would be together. And I actually think this works better because these color schemes really go together better, in my opinion. This way you have kind of a light color with a dark color instead of two light colors and two dark colors, because the translucent purple is not very translucent. It's just kind of a dark purple. And the dark navy blue, it's just too much dark together. I think the navy blue and the kind of seafoam green work really well. And I think the two translucents together are kind of neat. They're still not great robot modes. They're just not. Like I said, it's true 80s fashion. I feel like you really have to be nostalgic for the original G1 toys to appreciate these. I think the individual dino modes are fun, but the combined together robot mode is just not really that great. So at the end of the day, is this set worth it? I would say it depends. If you already bought the first set and you have a version of the two dino cassettes and you already have the regular yellow version of this VW Bug Bumblebee, I would say probably not. I think the two dino cassettes are neat, and I think it's fun that they were only previously released in Japan, so they were not available over here in any way. So I think it's definitely worth having some version of them. Now, I will say it's nice having both because I can put the two Autobots together and the two Decepticons together, and I think those color schemes gel a lot better than the way they're packaged. But is it worth spending the 65, 80, whatever this I don't remember exactly how much this was, but somewhere between 60 and 80 with shipping and everything to, get those extra cassettes? No, probably not. I would say if you missed out on the first SDCC pack, then sure, go ahead and grab this one. Entertainment Earth might still have some in stock, not 100% sure, but probably a little bit easier to get from them than to track down an SDCC set. Although, if memory serves, the SDCC set may still be available on Hasbro Toy Shop. I know the Optimus Primal version of Optimal Optimus was gone immediately, but that one hung around for a while and may still be up. So check HasbroToyShop.com if you're looking for the Volume 1 of this, which was previously a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. But this one's from Entertainment Earth. I think it's definitely worth getting one or the other. I don't necessarily know if you need both. If you're a diehard and you want both, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's the exact same figure from the Studio Series, the VW Bug Bumblebee. It's a good action figure. I definitely think it's worth having either the normal retail release or this gold painted version. Do you need both? Again, I think that's going to be up to Bumblebee diehards. I don't think you necessarily need both. But I do really like the look of the battle mask in the gold with the blue eyes. I think that looks really sharp. So it's a nice set. It's a little expensive, but again, you're getting some previously unreleased G1 cassettes, which is a nice, lure to grab, make you want to grab this set. And I don't think you'll be disappointed if you pick it up, but I think if you already have a version of everything in this set, you could probably pass on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, though. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.